Get in here, get in here. Where's that boy that says that? Get in here, get in here. And get in here, get in here. Now, y'all know I love to do my street drive lives. That's what I like to do, the street drive live. Yeah, that's what I'm going to call it. Boy, I'm glad these people came on later in the day because I was able to get some work done by the time they came on. Hey, man, and I had some free time. I was like, oh, Lord, the streets is hot. The streets are hot. I'm doing good. How about you, baby? I'm doing good. I'm glad you're here. How about you? Hit the like button. You got that darn first, second, XP. What is that crap up there? Yeah, all of that. But, baby, them streets was hot, man. And they talking about the R. Kelly community got some drama, baby. It was some drama over there. I was just trying to figure out what's this really about? What is this really about? Who is the victim? I can't tell who the victim is. Is it the women? Or is it Dennis Byron? I can't tell. All I can do is just give you my opinion on what I predict that this is all about and how it came about from the outside looking in. But first, let me tell y'all, oh my God, my mouth has been in so much pain with this tray that I am on. Oh my God, I'm on tray 19, y'all. And boy, oh my, I did not pop an Aleve or anything. I've been roughing it out. But when I tell y'all, this tray right here is putting a whooping on me right now. But I'm a soldier in the army. I will survive. Let me turn the air up a little bit though. But baby, I don't know. Who do y'all think is the victim in this? Who do y'all think? But let me tell you what's stinky, honey. Dennis Byron is caught up in the middle of a woman's quarrel. Yep, caught up in the middle. Now, first let me put this out here. Because usually, your first impression should be the impression that you kind of roll with a man. I'm just gonna put that on the record. I mean, Dennis Biden was brought into court by a woman with a situation pertaining to something very detrimental that was, about the kids and child support. Now, he may have gotten past that, but there was a picture put out here that could have, that should have kind of, exposed a little bit about how some of his characteristics may be, still stuck there a little bit his ways. But this one here happens to be what I put in my title. Is this a business? A love? I don't know about friendship, because I don't know how they can develop friendship that fast, but some people do. Quarrel. What's really going on? Now, Dennis has been out here on his stream being very profound about him being a businessman, this entrepreneur, CEO, head of the show. He also has his resume out here about working at some point of time up under the TMZ label. Also developing his own label, the Inquirer somebody. Right? So it's impressive. Impressive to some women who needs a jump start in the financial lane. Oh wow. Let me get up and under him and see what he can help produce for me, level me up. Now, whether if that is Dennis' specialized way of capturing attention of the women, and it's women who maybe were founded, grounded at some point in time on their feet, but has hit hardship and needs a way to rebound. I'm kind of sensing that based on some of the stories that these ladies have, with an exception of one. Mind you, Dennis has also taken up the opportunity to have a luncheon date with this other woman, other than infamous Sylvia. Seems like they're all content creators that's having dates that's being exposed out here on the internet. However, I guess he says that the date kind of went okay, but he also dealt with a female that was doing a lot of complaining about some things, but wasn't able to prepare herself to financially, you know, divvy up the bill equally. He said that this woman even asked him for some gas money, possibly a little wardrobe dressing for coming out. This is another one, to work for him, get a media pass and all of that stuff. Now, I remember this going on also with Hollywood. He put her jacket on her, and then there was some hotel involvement, and then there was Hollywood in the shower, bucky naked, and some dinners, I allegedly peeping and skeeting all around, up around and around. But I don't know. I'm in and out probably because I'm driving. But there's other women now who is just not liking Dennis Byron's character. So now there's an entanglement with the V. Lenore. V. Lenore apparently has come out and shared a little bit of her private information. And we all know, and if you're not used to it, sometimes people can, tell you that, like how Sylvia did. So, in all due respect, V. Lenore really, really can't say much more about Sylvia on those terms of a hardship, because Sylvia also came out with plenty of devastating stories that had happened in her life where none of these people out here actually knew about it, right? But I just so happen to be from that old neighborhood that you got to be weary on, situations like that, because everybody has a story. If you would stop at your nearest corner where the homeless people are, they're going to tell you their hardship story. And behind hardship stories becomes your feelings. And I don't know if people intentionally try to put you, in your feelings to have you all warm and fuzzy inside. And next thing you know, you're taking care of that person. Yeah. However, this has happened. And you just got to be careful out here with it. And if you feel it in your heart to help a person, then okay, well, help. But to keep having a person, pouring on you, because we all have some type of hardship going on. But let me tell you, if it was that easy to come out anywhere other than YouTube and standing on the corner street with your sign up saying that I'm a 20-year veteran, will work for food, or please give me $5, and people just keep giving it and giving it, then I'm in the wrong damn business. I'm in the wrong damn business. What's going on back up, Miss Verna, honey boo? So I don't, I'm trying to see how to look at this though, Miss Fern. I mean, it's two. I'm like, okay, it's two ways. First of all, definitely being honest about what's occurring. If these women sought Dennis out to be that mentor or a sponsor or a boss, to help them build and level up for financial gain, then yes, should be some honesty level in doing so. But what I also saw doing this preparation of allegedly trying to establish your foot on the ground so that you can have that monetary gain out here was a little bit of flirtatious going on, flirty stuff going on. And sometimes when you know that you're coming in looking forward to someone who's already elevated themselves up, but you need that little helping hand, you got to keep it strictly about the business. Because other than that, you will definitely have this type of entanglement. See, this is what I'm like baffled with. Were they going in to get this type of help from Dennis? That they mix in all of this flirty stuff, and if they're going to dinner with him, are they sitting down talking about business propositions and signing contracts, or are they just on a leisure or casual dinner date that can possibly lead to that other level of what's pretty much going on? What's the other level, Pat? Where now you're discussing all of your private stuff. Were they at these dinners or on these phone calls asking each other what size do you wear, or what time do you go to bed, or who was your last guy that you dated? Who was your last woman? What was the last woman that you dated? Well, what was she like? Well, what was he like? Then I'm definitely going to say, hey, perspective, hey, Frankie Love, that they're definitely not there on a business level. What now has entangled these people to now have a drama showcasing over there? Mind you, these are some of the people that talked real bad about the R. Kelly sector with a lot of freaking drama. I'm like, see how fast it can fall at your footstep? Just that fast. You say, remember Dennis was the same one that said that he had the footage of the Hollywood. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. But, like I say, Dennis' character was pointed out on live TV in an entanglement or something with his ex-wife, I want to say, or a really good friend of, his kid's mother or something. I have to go back and watch that, which I don't have time to do so right now. But so now you got like this person that is there, right? Okay, well, what type of life does he really walk? Are you not the person that wants to take care of your responsibilities, or things like that? Or did you play around with this woman and and this is, the was the development from that, which was the children, and now you guys are in court over this or that? See, first, I'm looking at that, right? Now, can a person change? Almost 80%, but you best to believe that that other 20% is still stuck in that person, especially if they feel like the consequences from long ago wasn't as punishable and they didn't feel a thing from it. They'll carry on that part of them throughout their lives, and you can be the next victim behind it. Let's look back at him and his date with infamous Sylvia. I'm sorry, this has very close similarities in action from these people. Sylvia, she meets a Dennis Byron. Dennis Byron meets a Sylvia. Dennis Byron talks about how, oh, she seemed pretty interested in being a journalist. So I gave her the book to journalism and I show her how to use the cameras. I let her feel, what's the name of his camera? Susie or Becky or Rhonda, whatever he'd have named the camera. And now Sylvia is all thrilled up. Oh my God, okay, I'm going to learn this. This is what I want to be. The next thing we know, we got a whole showdown out here about them on a casual or a leisure date. Was that date specifically talking about Sylvia growth in becoming a journalist up underneath Dennis Byron's umbrella? Didn't appear to be that way, because the storyline came out here after that about somebody that had one chicken wing and a half a cup of Kool-Aid, didn't want to pay for nothing. I bought her the dress. So it went all into that. Now here's this wheel going in a circle over to these other ladies. One of the other ladies apparently also just had a dinner with Byron. Now he almost slipped up right there to South there. I said, well, what do you want me to do? Get the dress back and give it to you? I can't lie. I was over here laughing my ass off on that. I was like, did he almost say that? Did he almost say that? You can clearly see, I'm sorry. I'm from the outside looking in, and I am a woman. And your judgment has to be dead on point before you do some type of involvement, right? After I saw that live TV, and your clothing wear, that kind of tells a little bit of your story. The bragging tells a little bit of the story about a person. Not only that, watching his interaction around a few people, we all saw this. And then you can't come up and like, wait a minute, hold on. This man here, it ain't just going to be for you. He going to be for everybody. He's Males, what's going on, my girl? Mel Cruz is in the house. Hey, love. So you think it's a purposeful girl? And it possibly could be. It could be, but I mean, people give people the benefit of the doubt, and we all go by the green thumb rule. Just don't rub me the wrong way. Just don't do it. And our friendship or businessship or whatever we're trying to encounter on will survive. However, for some crazy reason, out here on these YouTube streets, it is just not possible. It's impossible. It's impossible to endure, to grow, if you are in this business proposition with a person, if there are a magnitude of other people. You will start the jealousy trait. You will start the hatred trait. It's going to kick off. You don't know what a person is telling this person and this person and that person, and you don't know. But I clearly heard it today. I don't know whether it was true, but she stood on it as if it was true and solid. Wisdom daughter clearly told B. Lenore that, hey, these things that he sold to you, about a contract of doing X, Y, and Z was also sold to me. Now, the third party, which I forget her name, Lily or somebody like that, there's another content creator who is doing exceptionally well on her channel, right? She is out on the date with Dennis Byron. Apparently, Wisdom Daughter been bounced on Dennis Byron. And I get it where if it only included you in a situation, you just go on about your business, right? And I'm sure Wisdom Daughter has taken plenty opportunities to peep in when she was going through what she was going through as she was pulling herself up out of it. God is good. On that note, once you hand it all over to him, he got your back. That's what he says. But with Wisdom Daughter possibly looking in, maybe she just started looking in and she's seeing what B. Lenore and Dennis Byron is encountering, right? Now she comes out to say these things about Dennis Byron, also doing similarities and saying similarities with her. What does that make Dennis Byron if that story is absolutely 100% truthful? Is he playing on all of these women? What will he be playing on them for? Bump and grind? Does he not ever wants to have him a mentee that will grow up underneath his umbrella of the, what is this thing, inquire something? What is he doing? Are these women being fed and led down the dream lane? I was going to say over there with the dream team. What is he doing? What is he doing with them? I can ask him the same question I think that he imposed about R. Kelly. Well, nobody never got signed. Well, nobody did this. Well, Dennis Byron, who are you or who have you officially signed a contract with? Well, V. Lenore, he goes on to say that he couldn't do it. Says she was broke. She told everybody that she was broke. She told everybody that she was going through this. She discussed how she got, I guess, terminated, and I don't know if she went to jail or anything, about some, some situation where I think she worked at an insurance establishment, and some things kind of went left. Maybe she got a little bit intimidated by, the amount of money that you can see coming through there. I don't know, but whatever it was, it kind of cost her, according to her, quite a bit. Cost her quite a bit, where she had to, dig the hole, re-pour fresh concrete out here. First of all, to hold your head back up, because I'm sure that there was a whole bag of embarrassment coming behind whatever she went through. So now you got to replant it so that you can put your foot back out here on solid ground. Where is it that she rely on now? YouTube. She relies on YouTube to be her solely financial income, to help her reestablish her financial stance in life. Respectfully so, everybody has done it. It's over how many millions? 800 million channels going on out here, and everybody is pretty much predominantly out here for a financial gain, and YouTube offers that to the people. I say shout out to the people because it's gotten a lot of people well on their ways financially. Okay? So, in doing so, she has spoken to this. Obviously, she has went more deeper in depth with Dennis Byron. Dennis Byron bluntly and broadly says that, hey, I screen record everything. Now that there also reminds me of the Bookham Boy, right? It's just not a mutual conversation and you can take what I say to you and just kind of hold it to your heart. No, these people are holding these things to electronic, to have a just in case moment. They're studying you just like you're studying them, and both of them kind of admitted that. Dennis Byron's watching her moves. He's learned about her past. She's learned probably the minimum of him, but Villanor also stated that he doesn't know nothing more than what she put out here. They never got that deep into a conversation, but it don't even take that much. You could have shared just that little bit, and they got it, and that's what they will try to use against you. I'm confused. Was this business? Is this a love triangle going on? Or is this just all relationships, friendly relationships, just gone bad? What is it? But I do recall they say R. Kelly sector is just messy, messy, drama, drama. Well, baby, that show today. And Dennis Byron was live, and that was some tea. That was some hot tea. I wish them all well. But one thing for sure, and two things for certain. Just because YouTube allows you to come and financially grow on here, there is another green thumb rule. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. You must keep your life, financial life, diversified. Period. You never know what you're going to have to fall back on. You're going to have to keep that shit back there in the back pocket. I'm just saying. Now, Dennis Byron is a flirty guy. Dennis Byron still feels as if he has that 20-year-old magnet. Okay? He can draw them in. But he built, let me say this, he's built that resume that do become attractive to vulnerable women. And if you're going to keep yourself there, placed in that vulnerable stage where you feel like you need anybody to grow yourself to a CEO, then this is, and you choose what was obviously staring you right in the face. This man left his lifestyle open so that he can have a variety of his choice when he wants it. If you know in what you're looking at that this is not what you want, or you think that because you may have the best punani, your hair is whipped the best, your nails are flawless, then you better think again when it comes to someone like that. Yeah, you could be the top line next model out there on the red carpet, but Dennis Byron is, in my opinion, is going to have his choice of oysters or lobster tails and fish nuggets all every damn where when he wants it. Period. He's not a man to settle down. He would have been settled down. He throws out to these people what he is worth right now. What did he say? 100,000. That's very attractive to someone who is not making a steady income. Now, isn't it? Now, isn't it? It's very attractive. So you're going to do your damnedest, and you're going to talk some type of way, and your intellect, and you got to prove to him that you're the big thing. But Dennis Byron is going to always choose his 100,000 over any woman. And that's just the type of persona and energy that I get from him. Period. And I'm like, are we not grown? Have we not read the book, the theories out here? Have we not read any of the... I get it that all of those other books are so important on becoming entrepreneurs. But I'm sorry. It's okay to pick up some of the ghetto books that talks about the relationship. I forget this author... female over there in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, man, she be putting out some heated books, man. And listen, I be all up like, girl, what? But you know what? I highlight some of those things because the intellectual ones and becoming a lawyer or becoming a real estate agent and all, they ain't gonna teach you the shit like this that you need to know, especially when you're out there trying to play around with it. You need to educate yourself with that too. Let's not miss that class, but apparently it seems like some has missed that class. Isn't that crazy? Now, I don't have degrees and stuff in selling a home, but you best to believe that if I have to go out there and try to sell you one, I'm going to be able to sell you one. Listen here, this is listed for this. You got 3 bedrooms, basement. It's been all updated, remodeled. We want $298,000 for it. Do you want to buy the house? Go ahead, take a look around. Here, keys. I'll meet you outside. It ain't that complicated. But however, V. Lenore was hurt today. Dennis Byron comes back and says, oh, that's just a theatrical act, you guys. That, this is just her way of scamming. And I get it. Let's hit below the belt. She's tearing up. And I'm confused about the tears because, like I say, I'm trying to understand. Was this solely business deal? Was this about Dennis Byron backtracking and revisiting infamous Sylvia and smiling back with her? Did he do it on purpose to make those ladies feel some type of way because he already knows what state he done probably put them in already? Not one, not just infamous Sylvia. There was another lady he had a lunching date with. Then you have at a point of time, POT, that he also was saying some things to Wisdom Daughter in private. And then now it's V. Lenore. What the hell's going on, Dennis? She was hurt. She was devastated. But, however, though, Shannon Love, we have to also understand what hurt us. What hurt us? Was it not the fact that Dennis did not follow through with helping her build to gain financially? Was it the fact that he retracted and went back for a minute to smile and giggle with infamous Sylvia? Did that make her jealous? Was she really liking him? What was it? I'm just saying. Absolutely, sister. But that's my whole point. So, it didn't take a rocket science, though, sis. You can basically, how is it that we can judge whether if a person is ugly, bald head, stupid, and dumb, but we're not good at making great choices and judging a person's character just because he done whispered in your ear to feel like, oh, I want to, indulge in his playground for a minute. Now, I'm not saying that it's not okay if V. Lenore or the other lady, Lily, and I won't say Wisdom Daughter. Wisdom Daughter is pretty straightforward. I don't know. She doesn't seem weak like that when it comes to a man. She talks like she stands on business when it comes to a man. Like she can identify right away whether if I want to be tipping on a scale, going up and down, with the guy. Like she got her head on, because I'm like that. Move the fuck around. Fuck on. What are you talking about? Nobody want to hear that. You either coming with it or you ain't. Ain't no, off and on or wait 3 weeks. Well, I'll let you know tomorrow. No, we not finna play that game. But with V. Lenore, it's just kind of a little bit hard to detect that out of her with standing on business, with having a great selective a judgment on her picks, on who, whether it's who to do the business with or who to like. Now, granted, not going to take away, this is what I was going to say 5 seconds ago. Hey, you all want to play around with Dennis and let Dennis play in the trunk before it get funked? You grown ass women, step on out. Go do what you gotta do. Have Dennis spend that damn money. But Dennis also just made it perfectly clear for the next alleged suspect that might come up, and you wants to call him up and go on a business trip with him and get you a media passport and a pass, not a passport, media pass and all that stuff, then he done made it clear. You better bring your half of the money. Cause he ain't supporting all your gas and buying you no clothing wear and stuff like that. So if you're looking for that, at least he put that out there. Everybody knows now. And if that's not your type of guy, then before you go, it needs to be grounded. Hey, this is just business only. That's it and that's all. But what I'm getting out of this is after all of these business propositions and the playtime is breakup time. It's I hate you time. It's a cuss you out time. Now, Dennis Biden, granted, he doesn't want you to take all of this because you playing with his money. Will it hurt him based on YouTube and what these people pull out that will cause him to be homeless or lose a substantial amount from the video? Usually, if he played it first, you already done got paid from the video. And I don't think that you're going to get paid double or triple more with it just steady rewinding and rerunning out here. I don't think that it works that way, but they will keep it in the algorithm, I guess, for people to keep liking it and keep sending you pennies. But clearly, what he did to V. Lenore with striking the channel, kind of felt the same over here, though, V. Lenore. Dana J did me. Hit me hard. I said I didn't argue back and forth with him. I came out and said what I wanted to say and cussed him and laughed at him at the same damn time. And when it set my butt down for, what was it, 3 months, sis? I was out for 3 months. Yeah, and you think that I thought about getting in contact with a YouTube or YouTube mama or daddy or uncle? I went on, sat down, started my other channel, laughed on that. Before I knew it, the 3 months was over with, the channel was back. But it took him also to go and lie and say something that was not his video that I played. But of course, to challenge it, it's too time consuming. I had other stuff to do. And I kept it moving. But granted, I understand B. Lenore. This is her source of income now, just like Sylvia. And now that I mention that, is it fair? Would it have been fair if V. Lenore would have gotten to that level to allegedly hit Sylvia's channel? Hopefully, Sylvia, neither B. Lenore has hit each other's channel because they both have been going back and forth with, the little stuff that they say to each other. I think that they should just leave it as it is. Don't even think about hitting each other's channel, because that would be very envious of both of them. It would be redundant. It would be just redundant, ridiculous. Don't even think about it. But B. Lenore was on that level where she thought that Dennis Biden was a friend. She says that normally when she plays his content or whatever, that she usually gets permission. She even showed a live where he was even up on the platform. But Dennis Biden, he got into his crumb feeling. If it's mine and I feel like I didn't give you permission and this or that, you are not allowed to take not a half of cent from his table. But that there clearly showed Dennis' true colors of how much he's willing to go to put your friendship in line with his. He's not. Ain't gonna happen. You either going to come out there and pass all the credentials that he expects for you to pass, which could possibly be the perfect lunch date in a hotel room, all of that stuff going to come with it. And he hands you and pay you what I guess you guys agreed to be paid on, but this is some weird stuff. But Dennis isn't going to lose too many people because he has his followers. Now, allegedly, I'm looking at B. Lenore. Somebody says he lost about 1,000. He still ain't gonna be hurting like he told you. He was able to do everything that everybody is accusing him of doing and things that he know he did intentionally or not so much intentionally, and he's still gonna get paid at the end of the day. Who's hurting the most in this situation? V. Lenore, she's afraid now. She won't be able to produce the monies that she has been receiving to keep her head above the water. She has no fallback plan right now. YouTube is her only job. Sylvia fights the same way. This is her only source of income right now, other than her taking a break and doing her DoorDash and the Uber Eats and all of that stuff. But y'all, I don't know. I was like, now, is this some hot? Now, this is some tea. Look at how they falling out. Isn't that crazy? Now, I'm saying to myself, you got three women. I think it's four, too. Because I saw another lady's content who is not very fond of infamous Sylvia, but her channel's doing well. Well, that could be the same lady that might have went on a date with Dennis. I'm not sure, right? But how come all three of those ladies now, they seem pretty smart. You know, they put their heads together, run y'all shows, get y'all butt out there, get your own media pass, get whatever LLC that y'all need, and y'all surpass Dennis up. Just double down on it. Go do the damn thing. You're women. Go do it. Women has more power and more resources out here than men, I think, right now. Anyways, might as well do it while the doors is open. It's open. Y'all talking about crazy? It was crazy. That was some crazy, crazy stuff. And I was like, wow. But like I said, on the same time, I have stopped so I can do this talking. So I'm going to go home and it may get back a little bit choppy, y'all. But honey, I was like, oh my goodness. That's why I like staying on the outside in, because you could talk your piece all freaking day without siding. It's just, this is a situation where you just kind of got to opinionate, on how you feel that things could have went or should go, instead of, take no sides. I don't take no sides, and I don't take sides because I don't, you don't know these people. So, truthfully, all you have to go off of is their word and what is presented to you on YouTube. I have to have a little bit more than that. And since I can't get a little bit more than that, I'm not going to be the one out here putting my foot in my mouth, bagging up nobody. I'm like, oh, this is crazy. But what do you guys think? Leave it in the comment area. Is this over a business deal? Is this over love? Is this over friendship? I don't think at this point, this is just me, walk away from it. I think that Wisdom Daughter put out the best freaking advice that should be taken. Walk away from it. Don't look back. Some things you just cannot mend, that you should not mend, because it can end up with the same freaking results later on down the road. It's too many women involved, and I'm gonna tell y'all like Medea told me and my other sisters, when it's too much, I'm gonna say producer, I'm gonna say that word, when it's too much producer in a circle and it's only one man, things bound to catch a fire. A spontaneous combustion is going to happen one way or the other. Us women, boy, we got some feelings that is out of this world. Dennis could be sitting there with all three of them, and all four, and I promise you, when two of them go home in one direction, those two gonna be talking about the one that's traveling home by herself. But when she get home by herself, she gonna call the other one that was home by themselves, and then they gonna start talking about the two that previously left. That's just in the nature of a woman. Why? I don't know. Maybe because we just some strange ass women. But it happens. It sure in the hell happens. Man, did you see her hair? Did you see how she was all up on Dennis and then did you hear how she talked to? Why would she say those? I don't understand why. And this will go on it all the time in the rear. You thinking that's your friend, right? And you know why? Because when you all are gathered together and there's no man there, now we giggly wiggly. Ain't that right, girl? Hey, hey, Miss Parker, we be on that type of time. Yeah, the hell we do. And the truth is the truth. But that's the way we are by nature. It's weird, but it's just that way. Man, I'm telling you, no more than two, three or so on your list for besties and this or that. You gotta keep it moving because once you create that big ass circle, this entanglement becomes a wildfire. It is. I was pretty shocked though. Wisdom daughter was like, wait a minute, he told me that. And then she's trying to establish whether if a verbal agreement and a written agreement, has some leverage. And I agree with her. It does. I think that if you have a man who is presenting himself as intellectual and a business type and entrepreneur, and he's presenting these things to you, whether it's in a verbal way, and to me, how he's presenting it can be perceived as a freaking commitment. Wisdom daughter said she never got that. She knew already that this whole case on some buffale. But then you have V. Lenore who says, well, no, he's written me. We had a contract. But Dennis Byron says that the contract could not be fulfilled, allegedly, because, she wouldn't have been able to pass the inspection, through the popo stuff that they got to do. So I don't know now, but I mean, I wish them well. It is what it is. But women, I'm sorry. We got to stay diversified out here. Yes, you would love some YouTube, but where's your fallback plan? What the hell's going on? You sitting out here and you're watching everybody making these hundred thousands. I'm sure with the Diddy case or the Shannon Sharpie case, and he's able to pay 30 million to a female. It's very enticing. But you have to ask yourself, is that me? Can I do this? Maybe. But in the meantime, while you trying to stroke it on your way up there, backstroking it, you got to have that other one in your back pocket, which is that other job. A lot of us now don't like to go to work anymore. I get that too. Well, then you need to get your butt down there and draft you out a blueprint on how to establish yourself as an entrepreneur and rake in your money. But you need fallback plan, man. You need fallback. Gotta fall back. Your people portfolios are too thin now these days. It's too thin. Too thin. Then we rely and we depend on this YouTube source here, and it's not, it's YouTube. Yes, it's but 65%. But then you got your other percentile is depending on the public out here. And I mean, it can happen, and it has happened, and it does happen, and that's great. But you always got to have that darn fallback plan, just like how your mama, that's my told you, man, you better roll that 20 up and stuff it up in that damn bra. Shit, never know when he gonna put your ass out that car. At least you got a little bit of gas money or bus money to get where you need to go. Shit, y'all have a blessed night. That was I don't even know what. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. But leave it in the comments. I'd like to know. Hit the like, share, subscribe to the channel, you guys. Man, I like this little. I like when I come on to do the ride in the street talk. Ride in the street talk, y'all. I can get it in. I'm on a timer. I get off, go in the house, settle down, get up, rotate, right back at it again. God's will. Y'all stay lovely. Bye bye.